Good morning and welcome to Tuesday Tips, Cut the Gibberish. I'm excited to be here with you today. And today we're going to be talking about fostering genuine relationships. And I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit today because of this past weekend that I just had. I went to a conference here in my hometown. One of my coaches, my virtual assistant coaches, had a conference here in my hometown this weekend, and I was able to attend. A lot of different people from all over the U.S. came to town. One of my team members came to town for this conference. It was so much fun and exciting. Learned a lot of good stuff. She had some very good speakers that came and spoke to us on different aspects of being a business owner. And we can take those nuggets and go back and implement them into my business. So I do have a lot of work ahead of me to start implementing some of the things I learned. However, the biggest opportunity that we had while we were there at this conference was the opportunity of building and nurturing relationships with the other virtual assistants in the room. Because there was, I think, 30 something altogether in the room. Virtual assistants, mentors, leaders, etc. All these people were in the room. And we had that opportunity. Yes, we knew each other just through Zoom. Most of us, some of them had met each other at a previous conference this coach had. But for me, it was my first time meeting a lot of them in person. Being able to have a face-to-face conversation or give them a hug or welcome them to my hometown, right? Welcome them to South Carolina for sure, because a lot of them were all over the place. One of my team members got to come join me, which was so exciting. And we had a lot of fun, but we also was well educated also, with being business owners and entrepreneurs. And, there's so many different aspects of that, right? Of being a business owner, of being an entrepreneur, being a leader for your business and possibly in your industry, even depending upon what kind of business you have and where you are, as far as, moving forward in your business. There's a lot of different aspects to being a business owner, right? Well, we have to, take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our clients and customers, and we need to build relationships for sure. This is a networking group, so, we networking all the time. And so I do talk a lot about building relationships, and that is a very, very important piece of being an entrepreneur. One lady at this conference spoke about networking. One of the speakers spoke about networking, and she gave some great tips. She gave a handout of how she actually does her networking for those in the room that, may have needed some help in the networking area or maybe had questions around networking, etc. And another lady had a question about a specific networking group she's a part of. It's a paid group. There are paid ones, there's free ones, there's all kind of different networking groups you can be a part of or attend their meetings on a regular basis, etc. Well, this one lady had a question about one networking group she's a part of, how she was a paid member and she's no longer a paid member, but she don't want to completely let go of them either, because she's built some good relationships within that specific networking group. And I shared, as I have shared with y'all in this group as well, you don't have to leave a group or leave those relationships. You can continue those relationships and become power partners with each other, and refer each other on a regular basis. Still have those regular conversations or those regular coffee chats to stay up to date on them and their business, where they're at in their business, maybe a new offer they now have in their business, whatever the case may be. You want to stay up to date on everything those people are doing in their business. So yes, you still want to continue to nurture and build those relationships. No, she may not be a part of the paid group anymore or be able to attend their meetings or what have you, but she doesn't have to cut them off altogether if she's comfortable with those people, or if she's built great connections and great relationships already with those people. She can still keep them in her relationship pool for her business, right? And continue to grow those relationships and continue to have those conversations. So again, my weekend was awesome. I learned a lot, got to interact with a lot of people that off of Zoom, got to interact with them in person, meet them in person, etc. That was also my first time meeting my coach in person, the one that actually leads the virtual assistant community. And it was very, very amazing. Very grateful as well. There's another virtual assistant here in my local area that helped put all that together with the coach and bring it to my hometown. So her and I were, I guess, hostesses in kind of a way, kind of answering South Carolina questions for those, that weren't from here in South Carolina. They needed to know where the closest drugstore was or the closest shoe store was. I had various different types of questions from some of those attending the conference, looking for this, that, or the other. And I was happy to help. I was able to pick up some of them from the airport when they arrived and take them to the hotel where the conference was taking place. I had the opportunity to take some back to the airport at the end of the weekend to fly back home. So it was a great pleasure and joy for me to be able to do that. If you have a networking community or a community you're a part of in your industry or in your niche, whatever it is that you do, make sure you're active with that community. Make sure that community is still serving you and that you can still learn from those. And if you ever have the opportunity to meet any of them in person, I highly encourage you to do so. Okay, that's enough about my weekend. Let's go into fostering genuine relationships. Sorry for chasing that rabbit, but it was one worth chasing for sure. So, fostering genuine relationships is what we're talking about today, okay? Whether it's through email marketing, social media posts, or direct messaging, the key is fostering genuine relationships and adding value first. People want to connect with people. That's exactly what I just did this weekend, right? And I'm a strong believer that the heart of your communication should be human-centered. So how do you start, you ask? Add value right from the beginning. When you send out that first email, that first newsletter or message, whatever it is, ensure that it offers something useful to the person on the receiving end, right? It could be a helpful tip, a resource, or even a question that starts the conversation. The goal is to make the recipient look forward to hearing from you the next time you reach out to them, right? Consistency matters as well. Too little, they'll forget about you. Too much, and with always pitching something, then you become annoying. So somewhere in the middle builds the trust and keeps the relationship alive. And that's exactly where you want to be, okay? So don't overwhelm them, and definitely do not be pitching every time you reach out to people. You're building a genuine relationship. You're not trying to sell to them every time you talk to them, okay? So that's kind of what this is talking about. You want to provide value, whatever. If you have a checklist, give it to them. If you have a tip list, different tips for a specific platform or a specific whatever, share it with them for free. That helps build the trust, okay? And like I said, somewhere in the middle builds the trust and keeps the relationship alive, Okay. And that's what you want to do. And while AI and automation can streamline some processes, never let it replace the human touch. Use technology to support your outreach, but always prioritize personal connections. After all, authentic relationships are what drive engagement and loyalty. By focusing on value and genuine communication, you can turn your followers into a community that eagerly anticipates your next interaction. Right? And I hope, share in the comments, if you're joining me live, please say hello. Sorry. I'd love to know that you're here and where you're coming in from. But also share in the comments if you enjoy the value that is shared in this community. Relationship Communications is a networking community. It is where we're supposed to be building relationships, for sure. That's why that word's in the name. If you're not an active member in this community, engage with other people that's in the group. Share. You can post. If you are a member of Relationship Communications, you are allowed to post about your business and yourself. So by all means, please do that. Let us know who you are and exactly what it is you do. Schedule coffee chats with other members of the community. I highly encourage you to do that and start building those genuine relationships. If you have not ever had a coffee chat with me, please reach out and let's have one. Let's get one on the calendar so that we can have a coffee chat in the near future, okay? I can't highly encourage this enough. Now, this conference I just went to this past weekend, did I get to speak to every single person in the room and have a valuable conversation with them? Not so much, just because there was so many people there. However, I did have an intention and spoke to the ones that I definitely wanted to speak to about this or about that or whatever. And I only had certain windows to actually do that because, of course, we had speakers and training going on, right? So it wasn't during those times that I was trying to have conversations with other people. But during our breaks, I definitely did try to have conversations with people and build on those relationships. Yes, we know each other and we've started a relationship via Zoom, in the community. However, like I said, this was my first time meeting a lot of them in person because I was not able to go to her first conference, which was in another state that she did a couple of years ago. So yeah, highly, highly encourage you to be active in this community, Relationship Communications. And I also would like to invite you to our next networking mixer. We do these once a month, guys. Every single month, I have a networking mixer for this community. You need to be attending. That's how you can get to know other members of this community on a deeper level and start building those relationships. So I do invite you. Our next one is actually today, September 30th. That's today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So I invite you to come join us and start interacting with some of those other people in the community. Because you never know when an opportunity may present itself or when you'll make that very valuable connection with another entrepreneur, right? There may be collaborative opportunities arise. You never know what can, become of it, right? So I invite you today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time to come join the Relationship Communications Community Networking Mixer. Okay. Like I said, I have these once a month. So stay tuned because I always post about them in the group. So October's will be posting soon as well so that you can add it to your calendar and make plans to attend that one as well. One month we do it at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. The next month we'll be doing it at 6 p.m. in the evening. So whatever works best for you in your schedule. If afternoons you're available, come to the afternoon meeting. But if you're not available during the day and the evening meeting works better for you, come to the evening meeting. I would love to see you at our next networking mixer. And again, please start being active if you're not already in the community. Create a post, introduce yourself, let us know who you are and what you do. If you have any questions about anything I shared today, please reach out. I would love to answer your questions and have a conversation. And I will see you again soon. Have a great week.